freaking me out.
And then it's me, Robert, and Honda. What is it? It is an instructional strategy that involves teachers providing students with information and then guiding them to an understanding of concepts and generalizations. Why should we use it? The logic behind guided discovery is simple. If we want to develop our students' thinking skill, they need to practice thinking, so you interact with them a little more. You want to, I don't know what you want to go ahead. Why is it important? This strategy differs from formed, pure, or unstructured discovery, where learners identify patterns and relationships on their own with little guidance from their teacher. Unstructured discovery is less effective. Without help, students often become lost and frustrated. This confusion can lead to misconceptions and wasted time. As a result, unstructured discovery is rarely seen in today's classrooms, except in student projects and investigations, where students work on their own. Strengths versus weaknesses.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm covering the strengths versus weaknesses. I mean, number one, it's going to promote critical thinking. It's going to make the students think for themselves. Because in the real world, there ain't no one there going to tell them the answer. So it doesn't grow as a thinker. It also promotes learning. You know, children are going to, students are going to retain more if they think for themselves. Because if they have to think, they have to use every part of their brain, not just the memorization and regurgitation crap. It increases participation in your class. Everyone in here will participate. It's not so good in a super large 300-person class, for instance, because everyone's not going to participate. But in a normal size, a good classroom size, you get participation. And there's less lecturing from the teacher. You don't fall asleep. It's not this, but earlier we brought up with your whole sitting there and falling asleep and going and it increases students' motivation. And to me, the key thing is it's really intrinsically rewarding for both the student and the teacher. Because the student, when they think for themselves and realize that they know the answer, they're going to feel a little bit rewarded from that. And the teacher themselves is also going to feel rewarded when they see that you actually know what they were trying to do.
All right, examples of guided learning have already been demonstrated so far when Andrea asked you questions about what you thought cooperative learning was. Again, guided learning is about asking your students questions. When they ask you a question, instead of giving them the answer, you just keep asking questions and let them guide themselves to find the answer. As it's been pointed out, it's best used in settings like experiment, when your kids are doing a science experiment or something like that. The cooperative learning that we utilize on Wednesdays is a prime example of guided learning. We have minimal instruction from Dr. Miller. He tells us this is the content we're covering, and then we do the discovery and learning what we need to learn and then teaching it to each other. So those are prime examples of guided learning, guided discovery.
All right, next up we have the weaknesses to this. The strategy is complex and demanding. Information giving roles often feel uncomfortable at first use, so if you're a first-time teacher, this is not the way you would like to go. This explains why we don't see it practiced more often in schools. The complexity is both a strength and a weakness. If you're good at presenting it or giving it out, you can go deeper into a concept. But if you're not that good, you can only go so far in. It takes a lot of time and effort to get good at it. Students who are primarily using lecture as a teaching strategy might be initially uncomfortable with being guided rather than being told. So a lot of students nowadays are more used to being lectured to than to work with each other. Students will need help getting used to this method as well.
I think what you need to take a look at is those weaknesses. It takes practice. Mm-hmm. But before you even get into kind of this guided discovery or any cooperative type of learning in that, you've got to establish, there's a need to establish that sense of a classroom community before you can do that.
As well as classroom management.
Yes. Yes.
Lots of practice.
It takes time, you'll learn, I mean, I've done it for so long, it's almost second nature to be able to break into groups and do this and do that, but I still have to make decisions on the fly as we go and watch the time and make sure, I mean, it takes work. It takes some work. I guess you guys are gonna talk about examples of questioning, right?
Yep. On our handout, everything is just key terms. One example that we do have is the jigsaw, another co-op learning strategy we use in class. So, one example that was in the book that was interesting to me was, a teacher brought animals